Hey, what's going on, people? Alright, so I was talking to Jim from Philly Fixed. He was looking at a couple deals at Home Depot about a fridge or appliances in general, and I told him to avoid LG and I don't know about Samsung. Um, LG. Wow, I must have got those two mixed up. I just realized I was telling him Samsung, but this is an LG. So this is actually my LG. Um, yeah, that's where I messed up. Okay, so anyways, LG, Samsung, Kenmore, I believe all three of them share the same motors. So like this is a linear compressor, right? I believe all of these share the same compressor. Actually, I'm gonna stay quiet for a second. You can hear this. Okay. So this is supposed to be a super quiet refrigerator here. Actually, here's the linear inverter, and I'm one of those people that keep the plastics on. Don't ask me why, but I always do. In fact, it's still here. See? Okay, so this is called the Insta View, right? So you're supposed to double tap and you get the view there, right? So that was the cool thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's really cool. You know, it's a nice deep fridge. This is the big one. I think it's like 35 cubic feet. And then you got the middle drawer. We keep our stuff in here. Those are, so it actually has different settings, right? So you got the different settings for what you want, like the chilling fridge area. I'm gonna keep it at that temperature there. And then you got the settings over here. We got the water on the door. And then you got the freezer down below, right? You know, ice cream and all the goodies. And then you got two drawers. So the newer versions of these come with the ice maker in here, and it makes nice big ball ones. And I think they have this one as well. So they have like two ice makers, but this one is in the door and it's really chintzy. So here is access to the ice maker, right? And the water comes out of the back. And I'll lock that in. You know, still have all the tags and all that stuff there. Okay, so it's a nice fridge, very nice fridge, but the motor is in the linear compressor that's inside of there. Okay, so we bought this thing in 2018 when we moved here, brand new, bought it from Costco, had them install it, and we were like, oh, you know, we got such new appliances, all this stuff, we'll never have to worry about it again. I actually own an LG I bought brand new from Best Buy. I got a fly in here. Bought it brand new from Best Buy. It's actually white. I should have bought stainless steel, but I bought it and it's white. But for whatever reason, um, every time I moved, that fridge moved with me. I moved out of one house a couple years later to put it in storage. I mean, it was like I paid, I think, $1,600, and I didn't want to give it up. I didn't want to just like get rid of it. It was a working fridge. Nothing was wrong with it. In fact, it was never failed me and never failed me. It just was bulky and I had to move it around. At one point, I had two refrigerators. I was renting an apartment, and I had one in the garage, and I had one inside the house that was not mine, and then I had that, right? And then I stored it in one move for about 6 months or so. Storage sucks, so you know you try to get rid of it. I ended up finally buying a house, so we're here. And when I bought this fridge, I gave that white one to my father-in-law. He still has that fridge, right? It was a little dirty, so we took it to his backyard. We hosed it all out, and so one thing you should know about anything with a compressor, right? The compressor is down below in the back. If you tilt these refrigerators, there's oil that's in that compressor. You need to let that, if you stand it up, you let it sit for like 2 days for the oil to go back down to the compressor before you plug it in, right? So I knew all that, right? That wasn't my issue. This was brand new. This was installed by Costco employees. They came, delivered it to us, and put it in here. So this has never been moved. I clean it. We pull it out, clean it, put it back in, do our basic maintenance. One day this thing just stopped working. And I was like, man, the stuff is not that cold. Like, it's kind of weird. And then I noticed these noises that, like, you're hearing right now. It would like come on and off. I'm still hearing the compressor. It's annoying. And before it was really quiet. The one that comes with LG is super quiet. And so I want to skip a little bit so I'm not like mumbling. But pretty much this fridge, I had to call Costco. Costco told me it's out of warranty because it was 4 years later. I didn't buy an extended warranty on it and never buy extended warranties. It's a scam in my opinion. This is the only time I've ever actually needed to use one. So pretty much they said you can call LG, and they got like a 5-year warranty, no questions asked. So the first 5 years, if you have the linear compressor, first 5 years they'll come and replace it for you, no problem. After 10 years, I think it's like parts they get for you, and you have to pay for the install, which is a scam anyway. Technically, you're not. If you have the linear compressor, that's the warranty, right? I don't know if the other ones are problematic, but this one is. So pretty much everything that was in this refrigerator, I had to pull out, throw away, or store somewhere else. And I didn't have a second fridge to store it, so I ended up having to throw everything away. All the ice melted. We pulled everything out. I cleaned it. Called this customer service to have them fix the fridge. The scheduling with this company was only 2 days out of the week they would come out, and it was retarded. But for whatever reason, I ended up going with them, and I thought it was dumb. I thought it was the only way around it. Someone comes into the house, they look at it and say, oh, your compressor's bad. I said, yeah, I already told you that. And they said, well, we need to confirm that. And I said, can you refix it? And he goes, no, not today. We don't have the compressor. I said, couldn't you just order the compressor and then bring it to, while you're checking it out? And he goes, no, that's not how it works. We can't order parts without knowing what's wrong with the thing. I said, whatever. These people are giving me the runaround. So now we had to reschedule with these people with their scheduling system, and I got fed up with them. I ended up calling LG directly, contacting them, and they said that they'll have to set up an appointment. I said, I don't want this company to come out, whoever it was, I forget what their name is. I don't want them coming out. This is my local area anyway. And working on my fridge. I do not want them. It was already a red flag for me. So the next thing I had to reschedule with them, and they still have to send somebody over here, look at it. It's like it's another delay. I said, oh my God, this is crazy. No, now it's turning into a month. I had to schedule with 2 different people, and it's 1 month. And then they said, okay, we have to order the part. I said, how long does it take to get the part? Probably like 2 or 3 weeks. I said, okay. I don't know what we're going to do with our fridge. So I ended up eating out, right? So now I'm wasting money on food because I can't store anything here in my own house, which is pathetic. This is turning into an ordeal. Finally, the guy comes in, month and a half, almost 2 months into it, replaces the motor. He's here for an entire, I thought he was going to be here an hour and leave, but he had to take the compressor out, drain, vacuum out the refrigerant that's in the system, put the new compressor in, recharge the system, and he was here working while I was at work. My wife was, luckily, she was able to work from home at that time, and finally got our fridge working, right? And the guy made a big mess. He was kind of rude. He was asking for food. I don't know what he was. My wife was kind of pissed. So this is what you have to deal with, right? Fridge is finally working, but now it's noisier than it ever has been. I literally know, it's still running. I still hear the compressor running. It's pretty sad. This thing just drives me nuts. But now I have a time frame. This thing's gonna fail, and I have to get rid of this fridge. And I'm not gonna buy. So actually, one of the technicians or somebody I talked to said LG, Samsung, and Kenmore, or is it Whirlpool? No, Whirlpool is good. They said Whirlpool is good, but LG, Samsung, and Kenmore are garbage. Those are the ones that you want to stick away from all appliances. I asked them washer and dryer. Said yep, washer and dryer as well. So luckily, Whirlpool, not that one. And then the Halloween, that one is Whirlpool as well. So we should not have any issues. Actually, I do have a sticky door. We have a sticky door on this thing. It just, like it, normally we just kind of leave it cracked, right? But you can see this thing, it just wants to open. But it's a fix that's supposed to be inside of there. Another issue. But we'll just make it work, right? Those are all clean dishes. So fridge, I do not recommend. There's videos out there. There's actually a class action lawsuit. Go do your homework before you buy a fridge. I mean, it seems like it's like beautiful fridge, right? And it does so much, but then you got the noises, and then you have to do this like back and forth thing. It's such an annoying thing to do, and that's what I wanted you guys to see. All right, so hopefully, you know, days have been better. I got a little dirty stain on the handle there. That's probably from our kids, but that is my, I don't know, community service announcement to you, or whatever you call it. Enjoy your day. Happy Thanksgiving coming up.